midfield problems lies within Trainioni. Calmness, technique, the short passing, the long passing.
I'm gonna go to bed tonight going, it's pre-season, it's only pre-season, it's pre-season. Don't forget it's pre-season. We'll talk about the first half later because I want to end it on a positive note if I can because it is pre-season. That second half was absolutely minging. That's one of the weakest second halves I've seen us play. And again, it doesn't matter. Does that second half reflect us as a squad? Can we use it to predict our season? Absolutely not. We could have won that game 4-2. Your season doesn't really get affected by it. But on the face of it, it was awful. We brought off Naoni, who I'll talk about in a minute, and Szoboszlai went further forward. We brought on Gravenberch and Curtis Jones, he looks on Mars, mate. He looks miles off it. We lost control of the game. I can't believe how easy we were to work through, to run through. We were awful off the ball. At least 3 of the goals, I need to watch them back, came from individual mistakes. Curtis Jones had fingerprints over at least 2 of them. Kirk has another stupid mistake. It was off the ball. That is the least cohesive I've seen the Liverpool team with those players in it, with your Gravenberchs and your Szoboszlai, your Jones. Those 2 in midfield too. You know when I say you can't read into pre-season too much and you can't really use it to give you an indication of your season or help you to predict anything, I actually think that's wrong. I think in this instance here, you can use that 45 minutes as a case study to say, I never want to see Jones and Gravenberch playing in midfield too. At least not that version of it. That iteration of that midfield 2 can't go on. If they are going to recommence that partnership, something's got to change. Someone's got to improve. Some sort of cohesion, connection has to be formed between those 2 players. They looked miles off it. And I'll start by saying this. Gravenberch's probably got an excuse, right? He's had a World Cup campaign, been one of their best players as well. I assume played every minute. I know they didn't get far, but he's come off a 3.
The third preseason game under Andoni Iraola has ended. Liverpool 2, Leeds United 4. They came back in the second half. It really was 2 completely different halves. In the first one, we were completely dominant, and so we'll be able to talk about the positives. And then in the second, we just completely fell apart. Defensive mistakes. We showed how much we're going to have to work on our set pieces because 2 of Dominic Calvert-Lewin's goals came from long throw-ins, which will happen a whole lot in the Premier League. So that was a wake-up call, which I guess you could say is good to see in preseason because it's a slap in the face and it tells us we're going to have to be on it. But overall, I mean, you look at the stats, guys. In the first half, we obviously got the 2 goals, but it really felt like Mamarashvili had nothing to do. We were creating chances. It was great to see, Frimpong, Wirtz linking up, Flo scoring in his first game with Iraola and him, playing in that 10 role more centrally. So many positives. But then that second half, we're going to have to start off with that because in the second half, we had 0 shots. 0. And compared to Leeds, who had 5, and they scored 4 of those goals from the 5 shots on target, at least. Well, we had 0 shots on target. But overall, it's very, very concerning to see, some of that squad. And it really tells us we're going to have to back Andoni Iraola. They're going to have to back him right now. We can't wait around. He needs defensive reinforcement, especially because you look at that right back position. It looks like Frimpong might have actually come off injured. So I'm not sure what's happening with that. But overall, he needs a right back and he needs a center back because Ndukwe, for example, is not going to be able to play. He's ineligible. And otherwise, he had to play Chambers there. We don't know what's happening with Jeremy Jacquet. And then, Virgil will be there for the next preseason friendly, but there are major concerns.
That was a 2-sided game. Liverpool 2, Leeds 4. I mean, yeah, we're going to have to get into this one because that was an uncomfortable second half. But yeah, very promising first half. It's pre-season. Make sure you guys smash the like button, like the video and comment down below and hype the video, of course, as usual. Damn. And before, you know what? And I'm probably going to get some complaints. Mons, why didn't you do a Sunderland reaction? Why didn't you do a Wrexham reaction. Why didn't you do it? I don't know. I wasn't home for both of the games, if I'm honest with you guys. The same reason there wasn't a watch along. Actually, I was home. I was home for the Wrexham game, but it was late in the morning. I was tired. Anyway, hey guys, let's talk football though. Let's talk on the first half before we get into the second half. Let's talk on the first half. Trainioni, you are a full-time jugador. You are a full-time jugador. The answer to all our midfield problems lies within Trainioni. Calmness, technique, the short passing, the long passing, the awareness, the defensive nous, the tackling off the ball, the positioning, the maturity at such a young age. Trainioni. You know what I'm saying? Clarence trade-off. You know what I'm saying? I just train Younes. Do you know what I'm saying? I'll be real. He was going mad. His pre-assist for the second goal was crazy. But the reason why he can stand up tall in this game is because for me, it's
fitness. But for me, the big issue was, of course, the lack of quality in the squad. Now, not everybody was back. Virgil is not back. Alexis McAllister's not back. Victor Munoz still hasn't played for Liverpool. Jeremy Jacquet hasn't played. But there still is a lack of quality in that squad. It was a game of two halves. The first half I thought was really good. 2-0, clean sheet. Leeds never threatened. It was great to see Wirtz back. Great to see Isak back. But you could see they're not fit. But the second half, you could see the lack of quality in the squad, people. And I'm hoping that second half made the club sit up and take notice. We have to get players in. We really do. We need a centre half. Joe Gomez, the man is injured again. Jeremy Jacquet still hasn't played for Liverpool. Leone, he hasn't played this pre-season, I don't think. He's injury prone as well. So it's not ideal. Jeremy Frimpong went off injured. We need a right back. If Alexander Isak gets injured, we are in serious trouble, because his backup, Ekitike, is injured. We still haven't replaced Mo Salah. Now, if Bradley Barcola comes in, which I hope he does, he's a really good player, where's he going to play? If he plays on the left, does Rio Engomoa go on the right? Who knows? There's so many question marks over Liverpool's squad. The club are going to have to sit up and take notice here. They're going to have to start making some moves. The season starts in 3 weeks. Look, it's pre-season. The result doesn't matter about Leeds. It doesn't. But there is issues in that squad. Liverpool are going to have to start waking up. They really are. For me, the standout in the first half was Trainioni. For me, that man could save Liverpool 60, 70 million. Now look, we don't know what's going to happen with Alexis McAllister. I think he is staying. The manager has said that he wants to keep him. Trainioni, for me, looks like a quality midfielder. I thought he was a standout in the first half. I think he's had a really good pre-season. So if the manager uses him more next season, I think we're going to be okay in midfield. Gravenberch came on the second half. Look, he's not fit either. He didn't have a great game. But you've got Gravenberch, Nioni.